Want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, because this will be the last until Monday when we're back on. So I want to get to the forecast here. This is for the long range weather forecast discussion for December 25th through January 8th. Now for the 25th to the 29th, this is what we're forecasting here. We have our upper low over Alaska, over the Northeast Pacific. We have a ridge that builds into the west, above normal heights here across much of Canada and northern states. Still looks very kind of El Nino-like as we go towards the end of the year. Now, we still have mixed height anomalies leaning towards above here towards Greenland, but still remain mixed across the Arctic region. Now, at the surface, we will have the Central Plains low that will be lifting northeastward as it goes, lifting northeastward. Here there'll be snow and ice on the backside, the western and northwestern side. Here would be a broad swath of rain and possible thunderstorms that will be occurring. It's hard to talk about thunderstorms here in December as we're going to the end of the year, but there could be some storms here along this line. And this will lift northeastward and then reach the eastern states by the midweek on Wednesday. And there's a possibility of secondary low here developing here, and that's what the GFS shows, and then that lifts northeastward. And this could be some heavy rain across parts of the region. We'll look at the ensembles. The GFS ensembles also has secondary low, and we look at, how did that get in there? Okay, that's the wrong map. But there'll be a secondary low developing. There could be some heavy rainfall across this area where there was heavy rain over the last week. Excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze. Portions of the northern central plains could see significant snow, which I showed you there on the backside on Christmas Day. And then if you look here to the west, it'll be Pacific energy that'll be moving inland into the western ridge, and this can bring some precipitation to the central and northern west coast as we go through the period. Okay, we're going to look at the period now for December 30th through January 3rd. I'll get to the right map. To the 3rd, still kind of El Nino-like, but it's showing signs of change. We're still waiting for a pattern change to come. It'll be later in January. But we still have our upper low and trough here off the north, over the Northeast Pacific, ridge here across much of Canada and the northern states, and we have below normal heights here across the southern states, ridge here in the west. So for this forecast period, I'm calling for, didn't change, above normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies that could exceed 6 degrees above normal, mainly across this area here. Below normal temperatures forecast of this region with anomalies near 2 degrees below normal. And for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here. And for this region, probability of occurrence is 35%. And then we have above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is near 35%. Looking for the period for January 4th to the 8th. We're starting to see a little bit of a change. Above normal heights here remain across much of Canada, the Arctic region, according to GFS. Some of the other models you can see. And then we still have below normal heights across the west coast and along the east coast here. So this can work out. We have to see how that develops. And if we look at the GFS, it remains amplified with the ridge in the west, trough here in the east. So there is a tendency for a trough here in the east, you can say that. So for this forecast period, I'm calling for a little change in temperature anomalies, and for precipitation, the change in the precipitation anomalies from the previous periods extend the area of 35% of above normal precipitation to cover much of California. I want to back up a little bit and talk about this storm that will be heading into the east. Now, we're here on Wednesday. This is the GFS, the European, and that's all we have, the GFS and the European here. And we could look at rainfall amounts here in this time frame. Here we are on Wednesday. This is the GFS. See 1 inches here. Oops. We see 1 inches here across parts of California, Northern Virginia, and even heavier amounts here off the coast. And then we go into later on Thursday, on Wednesday, that is. We still have the heaviest rain seems to be to the west over Pennsylvania and to the south. And then we go into Thursday, and then we have 1 inch areas here occurring. That's the GFS. The European shows less precipitation. Let me go here. And then we'll take a look at the western storm system that we're moving in. We see, according to the GFS, we have some reds here moving in. A couple inches here across Washington and Oregon. And then that system moves eastward. And then we have another one moving in. And that could bring heavier precipitation later in the period. So that's the long-range weather forecast discussion for December 25th through January 8th. And again, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas to you and your families, and have a safe one. That's it for today, and thank you for coming and tuning in. Thanks.